Hello, Farlanders. My name is Kurt. Welcome back to Farlands or Bust. Skeletons? I think they're gone. Welcome back to Farlands or Bust. This is episode 766. Just gonna grab some free coal here, if you don't mind. Don't mind if I do. Oop. Ah. Skeletons? 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 No skeletons. Woof. Wolfie agrees. He's keeping watch. Whoop. Episode 766 for your Saturday, January 11th, 2020. Although if you're watching this live on Twitch, then it's Friday. Farlands or Bust Friday. Ooh, I need wood. Farlands or Bust Friday indeed. And I would like to thank everybody for their kind words and encouragement regarding last episode's announcement of our charity fundraiser. That little sapling scared me. Thought it was a creeper or something. But it was not. Yeah, we announced the Season 8 charity fundraiser for Farlands or Bust in the last episode, raising money for Paws, which is a local charity here in the Seattle area. A animal welfare society. The same rescue and animal welfare society that I got Juno from. So a bit of a personal attachment and involvement with this fundraiser we've got going on, and we've already raised in just a few days $261 for Paws. Thank you everybody who has donated. You've also provided questions. I might need to remind you, I forgot, but when you do ask a question with your donation in the comment field, there's a comment field. If you would like to also put your username or byline or whatever you want me to refer to you as with your question in the comment field, because especially if you make it anonymous, an anonymous donation, I don't know from whence it came, or you could remain anonymous. That's fine too. But just want to make sure that everybody's aware of that. But yeah, thank you very much. I'm a little, I'm always a little bit, I've already mentioned this, worried about when I create a new fundraiser to be like, oh, is the fundraiser system going to work, and is it good enough? Are people going to be interested enough in the fundraiser? And a little bit more so in this one, because it's very local. I mean, there's a lot of animal rescue or welfare places all around the world, and depending on where you live, I'm sure you have a local one. So little bit, I understand how this would be a local Seattle charity that I don't know. It seems, I haven't heard otherwise, but it seems like it's still as interesting to everybody. I mean, primarily because it's where I got Juno. But yeah, I'm glad. I'm very happy with all the donations so far, and I very much appreciate it. The only thing I forgot to check and doesn't exist is, unlike with Tiltify or another system, there's no built-in, if I was to start streaming Farlands or Bust or say do a Flobathon, there's obviously, it's their own system. There's no Twitch overlay integration. I'll have to look into either doing some sort of fancy, I don't know, web page HTML overlay sort of thing, just custom or whatever with that. So that's something I neglected to do, and I'm kind of like, oh, dang it. But, oh well, no matter. No matter indeed. We're still raising money for the charity. We're still walking to the Farlands. Indeed. And like I said, we've already raised $261 and got quite a few questions here. Quite a few questions indeed. So let's get to them after we get some much needed wool here. Where are my shears? Oh, they're in my hand. I mean, not my hand, but they're in my inventory. Yoink. And yoink. And yoink. Got it. Do I still need more wood? I could use more wood. Happy Arbor Day, everybody. No, it's not. Whoop. All right. Boop, 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 boop. Perfect. Continuing on. Continuing on. I keep speaking of living in Seattle. There is, I don't want to call it a scare, but just like the weather is getting colder and snow is being more and more of a possibility. And I think everybody's just on edge. From last year, last February, we had, for Seattle, a significant snow event. Multiple, like, in a row. We had, like, 3 in a row. Ended up with almost, like, over a foot of snow. For someone like myself who doesn't have to leave the house to work. No, it was no matter, no mind, no matter. But I think everybody's kind of on edge from that. It would be unprecedented for that to happen 2 years in a row, I think. But, you know, even a few inches of snow around here is sort of grinds everything to a halt. So that's interesting. Be keeping my eye on that, I guess. But yeah, that's, I mean, the only thing it prevents me from doing is maybe walking Juno a bit. Although she last year liked the snow. As someone who I'm not sure knows much about snow, as she originally came from Texas, I'm not sure what else to make of that. True, that was the one side effect, is that we had no garbage pickup for like a month straight or something. That, I mean, it's just me, myself, and I here, so I don't create that much garbage, but after a while that starts to be a bit of a concern, I suppose. So yeah, that's all that's really new and happening with me. I have no updates. I have no updates about the accident I got in. It's kind of like I said, it's kind of a bummer because insurance companies, as I mentioned, their primary goal is to not provide the product that people are paying for. That's how they make their money. So it feels like the 2 other vehicles involved who were behind me, their insurances are like playing the blame game. And meanwhile, I'm sitting here like, can I get my car fixed? Like, it's not broken, but I hate having a scraped up, cracked rear bumper. And I just want to get something done with it. I just want that to be over so I can get on with my life. Yeah, any insurance, health insurance, car insurance, homeowners insurance. They'll talk a big game, but then when it comes time to pay up, they're like, "No, what are you talking about? If we actually paid out for what you have been paying us for these many years, we would go out of business." Madness. That's absolutely madness that you even thought that we would do such a thing. So yeah, but yeah, otherwise I haven't had to deal with that in a couple days, although I'm kind of like being like, should I be like getting an estimate or something? Because I'm also sure they're going to be very picky about where I get the repairs done. Choose from their authorized dealers or whatever. Ooh, that looks like that would be fun to make topple over. Also dangerous. Very, very dangerous. Although I kind of like it as it is. I kind of don't want to mess it up. It's a nice little perfect little frame there. Boop. Screenshot. Screen grab. So yeah, that's that. That is that. The first question here that I have from donors to pause, farlandsandbus.com, by the way, is where you can find all the links to donate. Pallet hands. The hands of pallets has a question. Do you have any robots in your home like a Roomba? Are you against the robot uprising? Pallet hands, are you a robot? This sounds like inquisitive questioning. Perhaps you are trying to influence one way or the other. We'll get to the bottom of this in the morning. And a robotsness. And a robotsness indeed. Let's make some more torches. Let's continue on. Do I have any robots? That sounds like a question a robot would ask. I don't think I do. I mean, I guess it all depends on what's your definition of a robot. I mean, are our cell phones robots? I mean, we ask them to do things like give us directions or play a song, and they do that. Or is your definition purely mechanical robots, like a robot vacuum? What other robots are there other than the robot vacuum? Is like an Echo or an Amazon Echo or whatever the other ones are. Are those robots? I don't have any of those because I don't have any need nor wanton to bring one of those into my home. Security and whatnot, even though I don't know that I have much to secure, just I would have no use for it. I once, while I was walking Juneau, heard from somebody's open window in the summer. What did they say? They said something to Alexa. Like just out loud, they said like, Alexa, turn on the oven. Or it was probably play this song or something like that. And that just sounded like the most bizarre, asinine thing I'd ever heard in my entire life. Like I was living on an alien planet. So I don't even use the voice commands on my own phone. A, because they're wrong 90% of the time. Anytime I've tried to do a hands-free thing while I was driving, like text somebody or to reply or like find this along my route, it was like, can't help you. You're on your own, buddy. So long. And then it ejects out of my car. So, no. I also don't have a Roomba. Those are expensive. And I don't know how well they deal with pet hair. Also, I live in a 3-story townhouse. And I don't think they can climb stairs yet. So that wouldn't work out too great. The girlfriend just got a Nest thermometer, which I think might be a little bit overkill, but she wanted it, so she got it. And even that, I mean, I guess Google already knows when I leave the house or arrive to the house or anything like that, so a limited functionality with that wouldn't be too big of a deal, I suppose. But yeah, I don't know what other types of robots exist. Yeah, I know there's the Roomba stuff for like hardwood floors and then carpets. There's like robot gutter cleaners. There's robot lawnmowers. Is a dishwasher a robot? It automatically does something that a human could do. I don't know. Yeah, no robots. No robots. There are toilet paper robots now. Oh, I didn't look into that, but I do remember somebody making a reference to that. That Charmin or somebody, like it'll order you new toilet paper or something, or like load the toilet paper roll. Some of that's grasping at straws, I feel like. Grasping at toilet paper. It's, kind of like the Amazon Dash buttons or Google Glass, where it's like, here's this neat thing we can do, But it doesn't make any sense because nobody wants actually that at all or has asked for it. It doesn't solve a problem anybody is desperate to solve. So, yeah, no robots. No robots. And that's about that. Somebody else asked with their donation, if you were to make a time capsule, what would you put in it and for how long? I feel like a lot of the time capsules that already exist are from like the 1940s to the like 1960s that are like being opened now. And it's kind of like, oh, okay, like this is stuff we could find in antique stores or something like that. So yeah, it's kind of, oh, that's a tough one. That's a tough one. I would put the Constitution, because by the time they open it, it'll be ripped to shreds and forgotten. Ayo! Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I would put in it for how long. I swear in elementary school we did something like that. But honestly, it might have just been like a small, like, kindergarten project where, like, we put something in at the beginning of the year and then we open it at the end of the year. So yeah, this is a tough question because it's not anything I'm honestly even interested in. No offense, but yeah, I don't think I have an answer for this one. What would you put in it? Everybody watching, let me know down in the comments and hit that like button and the bell. Ring that bell for notifications when you subscribe. Yeah, I feel like a lot of that stuff, Kaylee mentions, like the internet and social media. A lot of that stuff, much like the high school reunion enterprises, are kind of unneeded anymore because everybody either stays connected or everything is preserved on the internet. Of course, not everything is preserved. So there's like that archival problem too, like old video games that you can't play anymore because of various incompatibilities or defunct DRM copyright expirations. Ooh, look at that brand new waterfall. We just watch it happen before our very eyes. Ooh, a natural automatic cobblestone generator, everybody. One of the 5 wonders of the Minecraft world. Well, I feel like we saw one of those recently, too. Yeah, that's tough. That's real tough to say. Alien invasion. Ooh, that's a real float boy right there. Dang. We don't, I mean, yeah, we get floating stuff, but that's like a true large, whoa, large disconnect here. Man, we have too many options as what to make our thumbnail. I like that one because it's going to have Wolfie jumping in the background. It's a cobble generator robot. Thumb drive with Farlands or bust? Possibly. Although they would need a Minecraft login to open it up. Hey, guys, what happens if the Minecraft authentication servers go down in the future? And don't say that'll never happen. Tell that to the Zune marketplace. Or Microsoft Books. Or Walmart Books. I'm sorry, that's the one that recently went out of business. You can do it offline. True, I guess, yeah, there is offline mode. Alright, never mind. weird. Yeah, that's the only thing I can think of, like, preserving. I'm not big on nostalgia, I guess. Says somebody with a 40-year-old car in his garage. But that's not even nostalgia. That's not even my own nostalgia. That car was well before I was even born. So that's more just interest. I got just like a interest in learning and knowledge. Knowledge! Well, yeah. That's a thing, right? Yeah, sorry, that's a real... I'm also not very... I'm not into, like, tangible objects, I guess. Although I have very many tangible objects. I wish I didn't. But I also don't just want to, like, throw stuff away and fill up landfills with my minutia that I've collected over the years. Anyway, let's go to sleep and continue in the morning. And awakeness. Although I do keep backups of the Farlands or Bust world of each of the F3 monuments. So I guess there is a little bit of time capsule sort of nostalgia associated with keeping those, because we can't get back to them ever again unless I were to keep those saves where the player is at them, obviously. I don't know if that ruins the mystique of them or what, but I do keep that. So I don't know. Maybe there is some latent nostalgia somewhere in these bones, but I can't think of it in related to real life. Another donor to pause asked, if you had the means to adopt another animal other than a dog, cat, or turtle, what would it be? I don't know that I'm interested in anything else. And I wouldn't get another turtle. Or really, like, I know there's reasons, and it, like, hobby reasons and preservation reasons, but even just any sort of non-domesticated wild animal after owning Speedy just feels not right. Like, it gives me like the, I don't know. This thing probably would be better off in the wild. I mean, it probably wouldn't be better off in the wild, but it would be living its purpose in the wild. So, that's a tough one. That's a tough one. I know the girlfriend is into birds. Like, she doesn't have any birds, but she's always talking about birds. Smart birds that can talk, problem solve. We gotta worry less about the robot uprising and worry more about the cockatoo uprising. Is a cockatoo a bird, or did I just invent a word right there? The spotted Priebus. Man, yeah, I really don't know. I really don't know. I'm striking out with these questions. Animal other than a dog, cat, or turtle? What would it be? Like, fish and fish tanks are cool. Do you really adopt a fish? Is that something you do? But I don't know that I'm down with the upkeep on that. They're not cheap. I legitimately don't know. I legitimately don't know. And yeah, I don't know that anything other than a dog or a cat, a domesticated, non-wild animal, would be something I'd be interested in. You know, there's like snakes and tarantulas and you know, all sorts of things that people keep, but I don't know. My kind of like in the back of my head rule is like, ah, careful, Wolfie. It's careful, Wolfie. Is like if the animal wants to escape, then maybe it's not good to keep. Maybe it's not a pet. Maybe you're holding it against its will. Like if you open a door and it wants to run away and never come back, then, you know, dogs and cats, on the other hand, some dogs and cats might want to, but in general, they are domesticated and cannot live in the wild. Oh, it's a cow. I thought that was a skeleton. You spooky cow. What a spooky cow. The cow is domesticated. True. I don't want a cow, though. Chickens? People keep chickens. Get them free eggs. Free eggs! Straight from the earth. A horse? Yeah, now you're talking about needing also large swaths of land, and I don't foresee a scenario. This is my problem with hypotheticals, is I keep it too realistic. I'm like, there's no situation in which I will ever, A, own any land, perhaps, or B, definitely any swaths of land. Nothing in my life do I anticipate ever being able to afford a swath of anything. So, that's out. I got no swaths. No swaths! Do you hear me? No swaths. I'm sans swath. Woo! Look at this. It's telling me to go that way. There's too much. I'm gonna need to decide on what I can use for my thumbnail here. Ah, photography. Hey, Wolfie. No, this way. This way. Hey, Dingus. Yeah. Boop. Oh, that sheep just appeared when I booped. Quantum sheep. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that's rough. Pig? A pig? How about a pig? Adopt a pig. A goat. Alpacas. Never run out of sweaters. Cone Dodger has a question and a donation. Thank you, Cone. What kind of non-domesticated animal would you most like to have as a domesticated pet? Cone, how did you know? I didn't even read this ahead of time, but that I already answered your question there, Cone. Non-domesticated animal. Well, now we're getting into the realms of wild animals. I'm thinking of things, and they're all dog-like, like foxes and wolves. What a non-dog-like creature. Undomesticated. Yeah, I mean, going back to the birds, I do like hawks. Hawks are cool. A peregrine falcon. Top speed, 120 miles an hour. Go fetch me things. Like mice and other rodents, I guess, is really all it's good for. Again, no swaths. But, like, my favorite, like, type of animal would be, like, a shark. Like, it would be very, very cool to go on one of those, like, not even, like, get in the water with it, but just to, like, see a shark. I've never seen a wild shark. I've seen, you know, the nurse sharks and stuff that are at aquariums and stuff. But, like, specifically a great white shark, I suppose, would be extra amazing. I don't know how you could keep that as a domesticated animal. I mean, they've even tried to keep them as zoo animals, and they don't survive, so that wouldn't work out too great. Yeah, that's my answer, I think. But Cone had a backup question because he knew this would happen. What kind of random thing around your house did you realize you needed that you didn't expect to need when you got your own place? If you say plunger, I am unfriending you. Okay, let's assume he has a plunger. Huh. It's been a while, spooky noises, since I actually moved out on my own. A hamper, honestly? A hamper or some sort of laundry transporting device is always good. Assuming, look at all these sheeps! Assuming you have in-unit washer and dryer. That would be helpful. You know, a lot of cooking things, random cooking stuff, which I know Cone is just a huge into cooking large swaths of meals, just big, many courses, baking, cooking, braising, broiling, all those sorts of things. So, like, I can kind of remember in Phoenix, my ex took the baking sheets, and I'm like, oh, dang, I would like to make a pizza or chicken nuggets or something, and I need a baking sheet. So, like that, I had to buy on my own. A potato peeler. Potato peeler is nice. These are all things that he cannot use. Comet. How about a tube of Comet to clean? And don't drop it, because that's going to go everywhere, and then you're going to have to put it in a Ziploc bag, and it'll look like drugs. Very strange, sudsy drugs. A microwave? If you don't have a microwave? The girlfriend doesn't have a microwave, and that might be a problem. I need a microwave. That's where I make my everyday bowl of oatmeal in the morning. Need it! Boop. Hey, Wolfie. Boop. Alright. Anybody in chat think of things? A drill? I'm sure he has a drill. Like, I think he's set on garage tools and implements. He's asking this because he's moving into his own home. And is sure he's forgetting something that he desperately needs. A trash can. A trash can. I remember moving to Phoenix, we had to buy a trash can. We didn't have one. Like for the kitchen. We got one that you step on and the lid opens. It's very nice. Spared no expense. Swaths of trash. Yeah, floor mats are nice for like in the kitchen and stuff. Shoe storage. This is Cone we're talking about here. I don't think I've ever seen what types of shoes Cone even wears. They're so invisible. Shower curtains. Yeah. Yeah, shower curtains. The one thing that I took for granted that this house that I moved into here in Seattle doesn't have is really any closets, but more specifically, a closet on the main floor, like a coat closet, or like a closet in the mudroom or something. No closets. So I did have to buy like a standalone coat rack scenario thing that I could put my coats on, because I don't want to keep all my coats upstairs in the bedroom closets, which is where the only closets exist. That was a thing. A hose. Yes, a hose. That's a good one. I had to buy a hose here to wash my car. A hose. Definitely a hose and a noozle. A hose and a noozle. I think that's a good list. I think that's a good list. I feel like listing out all the kitchen implements are going to fall on Def Cones because he has no interest in that. Indeed. Indeed. Well, we even got more questions to get through for the next episode. But if you'd like to submit your own, farlandsorbust.com or give.pause.org/flob8 is where you can directly donate to Pause. And I appreciate every amount you can that goes towards helping sick, injured wild animals, as well as finding homes for cats and dogs through their shelters, like Juno did. With me. So yeah, thank you very much for watching episode 766 of Far Lands or Bust. My name is Kurt. I will see you next time. She's always talking about birds. Smart birds.